This month on Sound Advice, we're talking about successful outcomes for those folks that are choosing to do something about their hearing and communication issues. Now, Doug Leonard with ASI, Audiological Services of Iowa, of course, back with us. Doug, we talked about the patient having a positive attitude, and that's absolutely critical. The provider that you decide to go with is a critical decision as well, but also the device. And that's kind of the culmination of both of the first two, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what the patient, what their hearing loss is, what their needs are. It's also who the provider feels comfortable working with, and we kind of referenced this last week. When people come to see me, I'm sure they think, well, why is he telling me to get this particular device? Is it because of the type of hearing loss I have or the degree of loss I have? Is it because it has certain features that I want, maybe, phone connectivity or whatever? Or is it just because he makes the most money on that hearing aid, And I think you can tell when you're being sold something versus when you're being counseled and had recommendations that are being made in your best interest, and that we run into that in all fields, not just audiology. If I have something wrong with my HVAC system at my house, and my local plumbing company comes over, they make recommendations and they say, well, we could fix this and it's going to be X amount of money, or maybe because of the age of it, maybe you should replace it, and you have to trust that person that's making that recommendation to do the right thing for you.
Yeah, that patient has to be able to work with that device. If it's something that's too complicated for them, they're not going to be happy with it. If it's too simple, they're not going to be happy with it. So that's where the provider steps in between the middle of the two.
Right, and we have so many choices. We've kind of referenced that about how there's never been a better time to have a hearing loss with the number of choices that we have. There's basically 6 main manufacturers that make the brand name hearing aids. So we have a lot of different avenues that we can do and choose for patients if they have different needs or different hearing losses. And what I like to work with are hearing aids that we can do demos with. We reference that on Sound Advice all the time. There are manufacturers, Signia, Widex, Unitron, Phonak, that we use the most of, and it's because they have demo devices that I am allowed then to use with my patients and to let the patients try them out ahead of time to make sure that we're choosing the right technology for their needs and their lifestyle, that it works the way they want. And then again, that demo reinforces that they actually have a hearing problem and they're hearing better.
Yeah, and the thing that you do a lot too is you fine tune those hearing aids to exactly the situations they're talking to you about.
Yeah, I mean, the more sophisticated the hearing aid, the more different places that the patient might go where they have success. Someone that has a more basic, a little bit slower type lifestyle, they spend time at home with their spouse, they want to hear the TV better, they don't have the same needs as someone else. And so you want to get the right technology for the patient and do demos with what's appropriate.
And again, it's all about getting you the best result possible. So, Doug, it's real simple. Communicate with your hearing care professional. That's you at Audiological Services of Iowa. So just set up that screening, set up that appointment, and just start talking.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from them in Carroll here at 792-5933.
You've got to have the patient, you got to have the provider, you got to have the device. That all comes together with ASI, Audiological Services of Iowa.